Let's take a look at some scalar operators, and there's quite a few here, and these are for working with scalar data types to do comparisons, and there's a bunch of different categories, so let's just quickly go through them here. The first one is Bitewise Operators. That's where you're working with zeros and ones and flipping them around to do different things. So you got the binary AND, the NOT, the OR, the shift left, the shift right, the XOR, and these make a lot of sense if you know how to work with binary math. If you don't worry about them, but I just want you to know if you do, they're there for you to use. Next are logical operators. So this is what you're going to be more familiar with, like equality, so equals, unequal, and or. So this is pretty darn simple. Then you have date time and time span arithmetic. And so we have add or subtract date times. You can do that. You can add, subtract, divide, or multiple time spans. So add 1 day plus 2 day makes 3 days. Then you have numerical operators. And these work on ints, longs, and reals. So you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You can do module where it's determining whether it's a whole number or not, so or divisible by a whole number. So like, let's say you have 17 and you put it through there. You say module 17 by modulus 2. If it's not divisible by 2, like perfectly resolves into 0, it will return either 0 or 1. Then you have less, greater, equal, not equal, less or equal than, greater or equal. So you got the idea there. Equals to one of the elements, so that's in, so you do the in. It's very familiar if you're used to using SQL. Then you have the opposite, where you put an exclamation in front of it. Actually, there's a lot of extra operators that just have the same thing with an exclamation to mean the opposite, especially with string operators. So here's a bunch of string operators, and they almost all have exclamations, a variant with exclamation in front of them. Then you have your between operators. This matches the input that is inside an inclusive range. So you can say between 1 and 10, or between these date times. So there you go.